Yes. Must be.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on here? And is this, guys?
But gaming is fun, right? So what's the big deal? I mean, all these guys have earned tens of lakhs of rupees, so why are we making such a big issue about it? The problem is not the game. The problem is gambling. And more specifically, addiction to that gambling. Now, this isn't the fault of the RMG company. It's actually the user because they don't understand how gambling works. But there are some RMG companies out there which design the game in such a way to turn you into a gambler even if you aren't. So we have someone in the studio who's actually designed such games, and this person will explain how the psychology behind making such games really works. So watch the video till the end. In this episode, here's what we'll cover. So we'll de-influence real money gaming. We'll talk about the good, we'll talk about the bad, because you know, these guys just won't. So let's start with the first part, which is how the industry works. So gaming is fun and all that. So what's the big deal? All these people earn tens of lakhs of rupees and they seem pretty happy to me. The problem is gambling. According to this source, there are more real money gamers than Demat accounts. 10 crore users. And I'll need a laptop for this. Thanks, Vasu. Over 39% of respondents say that when they played a game, they actually did a transaction of real money gaming. The entire industry's revenue is $100 billion. Not for just real money gaming, but the entire industry of gaming where transaction is involved. So if you buy a helmet in a war game that you're playing, that revenue is also included. It's estimated about 30% of 100 billion is actually real money gaming. That's crazy. We also know that gaming in general is one of the fastest and largest growing industries. It is more than movies and sitcoms and Netflix and all that you see combined. Gaming rules them all out of all entertainment channels. What's interesting is that this industry is still nascent. It's still growing despite being billions of dollars. It says that 67% growth was witnessed in India for first time paying users for these games. So things are just getting started. And mind you, these are not global numbers, these are Indian numbers. If you just look at real money gaming ka growth, look at that. It's a 57% growth, 45% growth, and the estimate is by 2026, it is a CAGR of 25%, and the estimate is a $5 billion revenue market. But why is all this growth happening in India? I think there are three reasons over here. First is that smartphone growth is actually growing, right? There is smartphone with everyone. Second, there is growing internet connectivity. We all know about the Jio effect. More and more people have reasons to go online because it makes their life better. They get free internet or very low priced internet and they know how to use it. Entertainment is a huge industry and people want to do something with their time when they want to relax. So games are a perfect way to do that. And that's why there is growth in mobile gaming too. And of course, I also think with real money gaming, right, it needs to be easy to actually pay. I remember a time where I had to take out a credit card, make the payment, do a bunch of stuff, do a 3D account secure, put the password, and then the transaction would happen. And only credit card holders could do this. But now with UPI, it becomes easier to actually transact in anything. And of course, that UPI technology helps real money gaming as well, because you can just transfer 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 1,000 bucks into your real money gaming wallet. And finally, the rocket booster, which is COVID. All of this was in place and it came in line with COVID. It is a horrible time for everyone, but it allowed anything online to do well if people actually wanted it. Now let's talk about the business model. And thank you so much. The business model is simple. First, you'll have to download the app. All real money gaming apps are not available on the Play Store because it violates some of their terms and conditions. So you have to go to their website, go to the download section, download the APK, and then open it up and sign up. Now you might think this is really tough to do and no one will do that because you have to go to settings and allow permissions to actually download an APK outside of the App Store. But people actually do it because of the greed, I'm guessing. And they'll open it up and you get lakhs and lakhs of people actually using such apps. So once I'm on the app, I have to decide what game to play. So before I decide that, let me add some money to the wallet. Let's add, say, 500 rupees. Feels good. And let's say I click on this game right here and it seems interesting. Now to start the game, I need to do an entry fee or a boot. And it says the minimum is 10 rupees. So fine, I can put in 10 rupees and begin. But since I'm a first time gamer, they have said I only need to do 5 and everyone else does 10. Great, seems like a nice incentive for me to start playing. So my 5 rupees goes in and I start to play. Now notice, as soon as everyone's put in their boot, it goes into a central prize pool. Some of that money actually goes as a commission to the business. So the business has now taken something despite the game outcome not ready yet. So between 10% and 25% is what a business could take. Another interesting thing that these companies do is that once I try to withdraw money from my wallet, let's say it's at 1,000 rupees right now, I won't get the entire 1,000 back. There'll be a small commission as a withdrawal fee. That kind of sucks. So in this case, I'll get 950 back. So it could be anywhere between 3 and 7%. And so, well, yeah, there's a withdrawal fee. Now it may seem that when I'm playing some of these games, when people win, they'll just withdraw it and walk away. And at some point, everyone could have won something. But you know what? Real money gaming companies are really smart. And they use some psychological tricks to understand basic human emotion. And since I'm not an expert, we have an expert in the house who's actually worked in such a company for many years and will explain the psychology behind designing such games. The identity and everything about this person has been hidden for their privacy purposes, but everything they share is something that happens in real life, in real companies.
You might win the initial 5 to 8 games till the time you double or triple the money that you added initially. But in the very next game in which you bet the highest amount, you might lose. This is all scripted. Similarly, let's say you don't open the app for a week. Whenever you open the app next, you might win 3 to 4 games and lose again. This is how your winning is actually controlled by the platform algorithms. Similarly, your entire activity on the app is being tracked. People who perform similar type of activities are often labeled into different categories, and the platform then provides relevant offers based on what you are more likely to get trapped into. Let's say you consecutively lost 3 to 4 games. You might randomly get a coupon saying that you can play the 5th game for free. This is how you get hooked on the platform and start adding more and more money. Not just this, there are other ways in which you might actually not make money. Let's say 4 friends join the same card game table. They might gang up and collectively collude against the 5th player. In this way, they distribute the entire winnings amongst themselves. In short, when you download the app, you might feel that what you're doing is under your control. But in reality, it might be 100% manipulated by the platform, and you might not win when you intend to win.
Despite all those algos created to make you an addict, it's also your psychology which works against you. The first is skill versus luck. Now, when you're playing in a real world, like I said before, you have physics working with you. You know there's an element of skill, there's an element of luck. But when you're playing a digital game, a lot of these things are not true. It's a digital app, there's an algorithm running it. So how much of this is luck? How much of this is skill? I don't know. You should decide. Put it in the comment. This is one thing actually against you. And then we have gambler's fallacy, like this dice over here. So let's say I have to get 6 and I roll it. I got 3, I lost, I went again, got 2, and then I'll go again. Yeah, it's 3. Now, what do you think? Am I closer to getting to 6 because I got, well, not a 6 3 times in a row? It feels like if I go this one more time, 5th time, 6th time, I'm getting closer and closer to 6. I actually did get 6. And it feels like the more I lose, the closer I'm getting to winning. This is called gambler's fallacy, and it's completely false. That's not how probability works. In fact, we did a video on psychology talking about a winning streak and how probability works. You should check that out. But the point is this: the more you lose, the more you'll feel like I'm closer to winning. This is just not true. Then there's gambling addiction. The truth is, if you are addicted, you just won't know. You'll just feel like, मैं game ही तो खेल रहा हूँ. And you'll play the game, you'll think you're winning points, you lose some money. Now here are 3 questions for you. 1, do you think about winning money when you're free? Maybe at night, when you're asleep, just about when you're taking a shower, in the morning when you get up. Do you feel, आज मैं खेलूँगा ना, तो I'll be able to win something? Second question you can ask yourself is, would it really thrill you if you made that money? Do you play that situation in your mind? I'll earn 100 rupees, will feel great. I'll tell my friend, I'll send a screenshot to my friend on WhatsApp, and he might respond positively. And the third question you can ask yourself is, are you really focusing on the game for entertainment? Or you think this is the way you'll make a jackpot at one point and hopefully get XYZ for yourself? That new maybe car EMI, a new phone, etc. Do you think this is the road to riches? Then you'll know you're not really playing a game. You're probably addicted to the gamble, to the money, to the hope of winning. So remember, gambling is not wrong as long as you do it with 5 or 10 rupees for fun. To be honest, gambling can be a lot of fun and there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is when you put in a lot of money into it and think the sunken cost is too much, मेरे को ज़्यादा दाव पे लगाना है. There's a difference between fun and gambling. Make that distinction. So in conclusion, I think you have to think about when you're playing this game, it's just a game. You're not here to gamble away fortunes that you've earned or your savings away. You have to think of it as playing 5, 10, 20 rupees, have some fun and put that phone down. It's a form of entertainment. That's why it's real money gaming. It's not supposed to be an income source and it's not supposed to be something you get super addicted about. So make that distinction and have some fun. If you found this video interesting, say something nice in the comments. Tell us what other industries or things you'd like us to de-influence and we'll take it up. See you in the next episode. ये यहाँ पे क्यों आ गया यार? क्या कर रहा है यहाँ पर आते? कुछ नहीं कर रहा. Oh, that's interesting. Ah.